What's up, guys? If you have ever considered investing in real estate, well, in this video, we're going to talk about the pros and cons and risk involved when it comes to investing in real estate. What's up, guys? This is another Teach Me Tuesday. My name is Wilmot Beard with the Beard Group, brokered by eXp Realty, and I have my wonderful people above me. I'm gonna let them introduce themselves.
Yep, LaShawn Abraham here in Summerville, South Carolina. I am currently the branch manager and I'm also a producing loan officer with New American Funding. We are serving both Georgia, South Carolina, and I work on a team with my other half, Mr. Abraham.
Yo, yo, yo. Nah, I don't know why I did that. Wilma getting all excited. Um, Nevertheless, it is your guy G Money. Yes, the
Money.
money. Yeah, the money is because I'm the lender. I got
Money
the
guy.
money. Yeah,
Yeah,
Nevertheless, this is Gavin Abraham. Your mortgage loan professional here in Somerville, South Carolina. But guys, we're servicing everybody all over the state and Georgia and working on North Carolina. So
Yeah,
excited
we're in
to
South Carolina as we
to
speak.
venture into that market and excited about the topic today as a newly investor myself. So
Hold on, I forgot. So please forgive me. So what do y'all say? If y'all don't say yo, 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 what do y'all say? Got it.
let's not do
Okay,
all
just
this
go.
right now.
just get
Stay
a little
focused.
cold outside. That's what I know. I know those guys like to do that kind of stuff. So let's get a little cold outside.
Ice cold, baby.
Let me stop. Let me go.
A
Let's
little
talk about
humor.
real estate investing,
All
guys.
right, back to the topic. Back to the
Back to the
topic.
topic. Back to the topic.
Let's
All right, so
go.
we got a good one. We have a good one here. We definitely missed you last week. I feel like the energy is so much different when it's just Gavin and I versus the three of us. So I definitely missed you last week. But we're going to talk about, real estate investing. I think for the newcomers, for even if you're seasoned, I think this episode is going to be something really, really good to kind of jump right into. I know we only got a few minutes before we end for today, so let's just kind of dive right in. So, why should you consider real estate investing? Let's kind of start there, right? I know people who, whether I guess you're buying it as your first, as your first time, as your first home, as your primary resident. But we're actually talking to those people who maybe already have a primary residence or they truly want to invest in real estate and make this like additional, residual income. Let's talk about that. Why should people even consider it?
Well, I know one of the reasons is for passive income, right? So
What does that mean? Break that down. What is passive income?
I'm glad you asked that question because I do have the answer. So passive income is pretty much money you don't really have to work for, or they don't really have to put any forth too much effort, because that's it's kind of, people say it's passive, but there is some things you have to do when investing in real estate, depending on the type of investment. So that is one reason, passive income.
All right, Gavin, what would you say? What would your answer to that be? Why should people invest in real estate?
Well, I mean, to build wealth,
Mm.
to create a savings of sort. Without having one of the problems with saving is that you have immediate access to it. When it
Mhm.
comes to investing in real estate, in order for you to gain access to it, in most cases, you have to build it up so much before you're able to enjoy or pull out some of that equity,
Mm.
or open a HELOC or get a HE loan, things of that sort. So I think it really helps people build wealth. What's up, not
EJ.
longevity and long term. So that was my biggest thing: wealth building.
Yeah, yeah. And I think the last little piece there I would add, to what you guys said too, is don't forget the tax advantages. When you own more real estate, you can write off some stuff, lower that
Mhm.
taxable income. So that's always good. So let's talk about what are the different types of real estate investing. Because I know we kind of touched on this subject before here and there, but let's kind of really get into, house flipping versus long-term rental versus short-term rentals. I feel like there's so much. And when you're kind of new going into this, you're kind of like, where should we start? Should we just, buy a property and, be, not as, risky and cautious and just do a long-term renter, or should we go all in and try to flip a house? Let's kind of talk about, let's take one at a time. So I guess people who want rental properties, right? If they truly want a long-term versus a short-term renter, what would you say, Wilma? Do you see, I know you work with a lot of investors, do you see more people going for the long-term versus short-term? Are there pros and cons, I guess, between the two? Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so and like you said, I do work with a lot of investors, and I feel blessed to be able to work with these guys because I get to learn from them. And as I see them, make deals happen, make mistakes, make good decisions, and I'm taking note of all of these things. And I work with flippers. I work with guys that's anti-flipping. They just want rentals. They want that cash flow every month. But then you got the guys that say, "Hey man, I want that big check. After I want to buy it, I want to renovate it, and I want to sell it quick." So it's a lot. The cool thing about real estate, there's so many different ways you can invest in real estate, and it's different types of real estate as well. Um, for example, like there's residential, there's commercial, there's industrial. And just to give you the difference between the two, residential, your single family houses, your homes that you see, 3 bed, 2 baths, 4 bed, 3 baths, whatever. And then you have also, that's a part of residential. A lot of people don't know this. Multifamily also is considered residential up to a certain number of doors, 4 units. Um, Once you get 5 and above, it's considered multifamily or commercial at that point. All right. So, well, it's considered commercial after 5 units. Okay. Um, but and then you have commercial assets. I've seen people buy like gas stations. I've seen people buy
Mhm.
retail malls. I've seen people buy buildings that they can put a business in. That's considered commercial. Some of
So,
them.
like, for example, because now that you said this, my little, my wheels are turning here. So, because a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people have started investing, especially here, probably there too. I don't know if Orangeburg have a lot of them. Like here, like, we have a lot of like, we call them salon suites. So people will buy a building, right,
Mm,
and then they will rent the rooms to like barbers and hairstylists. So each of them pay rent, and they own the building. So that's like commercial real estate investment.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And one of my one of my clients, I sold her a salon, right? And she has, had about 6 or 7 rooms that they converted to make them studios for, like you said, barbers, stylists, and yeah, that's investing in commercial real estate instead of renting that building or renting a room. She went and bought the building, and now that building is bringing her income every month outside of her normal business as far as being a stylist.
All right.
So,
I like it. Now, what is industrial real estate? I don't think I'm too familiar with that one.
so just to
That's
keep it on a, yeah, just to keep it on a beginner level, it's more so your big warehouses, right?
I see.
Um, that's or your industrial parks where you got these big businesses like LI Air or
mm-hmm.
whatever buy these big facilities in order to manufacture parts, things of that nature, where big trucks come in, take deliveries, distribution, properties like that. A lot of people look at industrial in that manner. So
Mm-hmm.
I like so Gavin, as far as like what we do when it comes to the lending side, what would you say, I guess, as far as different types of loan options are available to people who I know we're residential lenders, so we don't really handle too much commercial or industrial stuff. But what I guess what advice would you give there regarding on the lending side of that?
Well, yeah. Well, just before we jump there, I want to backtrack because one of the important things one of the trending things that we now see with things like Verbo and Airbnb is that now we're having an abundance of short term rentals.
mm,
So that's one of the things that are attracting people to the market
mm,
in regards to how do I want to invest? Do I want to invest in a short-term rental, and what comes with that? What are the pros and cons, or doing the whole long-term rental thing?
Hmm.
Is it best for me to do it in a specific location? Absolutely.
Hmm.
Higher traffic areas, you're probably looking for more short-term rentals. Like places that have a great hospitality market in regards to like Charleston. It's perfect. People come here to visit every day, thousands of people, and so it's very popular. Airbnb and Verbo,
So
but
I wonder is Airbnb popular in Orangeburg with all the colleges there? There are people that like homecoming just was there last week, so people come into town. Are
um,
people looking for? And there's not a ton of hotels in Orangeburg, but I
Hmm.
guess is Airbnb popular, in towns in that's what
There
it's
there's a few.
okay.
It's not a big thing here in Orangeburg. I can
mhm,
see how, when you think about those events like that, how that would be attractive. But it's not as common. I'm gonna tell you what's common that I I kind of stumbled upon is like the the short term rentals for like nurses, RNs, like travel nurses, things
mhm,
like that. Like though the rental rates are that these investors are getting are really good when they rent to a nurse, a traveling nurse, or someone in that medical field like that because they tend to be really good tenants. Um,
Mhm.
um,
yeah,
you know, they make the money to pay for that a nice place.
yeah, they get the per diem. So
Yeah. So it's like that's one of the things I'm seeing in this area that I feel like that people are taking advantage of, investors are taking advantage of. So
I
sweet.
like that. And you said some key words there, like this area. 'Cause that brings us to our next question in regards to like what factors should you consider when selecting a property? I mean, everybody want to always talk about location, location, location. So is location number one? Is it the condition of the property so you can buy it low? Like how do you like Gavin said, like we're starting our process of, becoming investors ourselves. We close tomorrow, so I'm super excited about that. But one of the things that, us going through this process as investors, it was like freaking me out because
yeah.
because we looked at so many properties, but we don't know. Like, how do you know? Do you buy based on location? Do you buy because it's cheap? Do you buy because it's like, help us out? Like, what do we do? Is there a right or wrong answer? I guess is that.
Well, I wish somebody would have told me something, but it's all good. But so it's so many ways I can go with that. I feel like I told you guys, I think I'm gonna go on a series when it
Okay.
comes to this because I've just gained so much knowledge looking at different investors, their techniques, the successful ones, the ones that don't do well, the ones that do well, you know. But it really depends on what's your strategy, right? You gotta
Right.
have a strategy. You gotta have a gotta. What's your goal, okay? And what's going to be the best way to achieve that goal? All right. So some people are like, man, I just want an investment property. Okay. Well, what's the goal then? Where are we going? We need to know where we're going before we just start buying stuff. And I've seen that. I've seen people make that mistake. It's like, oh, this look like a good deal. It's cheap, you know, but everything that's cheap don't mean it's good.
That's
So,
true.
but of course, location is number one. Okay, because you gotta understand, you can have a great house in a bad area. No one will stay there. No one will buy it.
All right.
So it's unless it's dirt cheap and it's just I mean, you can't refuse it, but like you're just not gonna get your value out of that property if you put so much money in it and it's in a bad area. You know what I
hmm
mean?
But in the flip side to that, you can have a, a terrible house in
Mm-hmm.
a great area. I mean, you can have a shack in the middle of downtown Charleston,
Uh-huh.
but it will sell. It will rent out because it's desired.
Because of the
Location,
location.
desirable location.
Because of the location, guys. Like, it's people that will buy that property just for the dirt, right?
Mhm.
Because of the location. Not they don't care nothing about the house. Go to Isle of Palms on in Charleston, right? And I've seen homes where you see the beautiful beach houses they build
Oh
out there,
yeah.
right? I've seen people buy the property, tear down the house, then build what they want because they know, like, man, I don't care nothing about the house. I just want the dirt. I just want this location. I want to live right here
That's
Hmm.
so true.
with my family. So, yeah.
I like that though, but honestly, I think you're onto something. I truly think that this whole space of real estate investing, creating a strategy before you just go and buy, knowing what options you have, evaluating the different types of properties, types of loans, all of that stuff. I think that is so important, and I think it's something you should definitely do.
Can I say one more thing? Because this kind of got my juices flowing. All right, I'm gonna say one. So, like, it like I said, it depends on the time you can
Hmm.
allot to the property, right? Some people say, man, I don't want to have to do all that managing stuff, dealing with the tenant, all that good goodness,
That is
what
I.
yeah, tenants, termites, and toilets. They don't want to deal with that. But there are ways that you can ease that stress factor or time factor. Property management could
Hmm.
help you out right there. I know a great property manager. If you need one, call me. I got your way. But I also we didn't even get into this REITs. We didn't even talk about that. But that's we gonna say that for another time. I don't want to go into
Hmm.
that right now.
Tell us
But
what that stands for. I see it all the time.
okay, so REIT stands for Real Estate Investment Trust. Okay, and it's kind of like buying real estate like you buy stocks. Okay, does oh you gonna make me go down a hole? All right, it's just think about like you how you invest in mutual funds, right? You can invest in REITs. Okay, and there are different types of REITs. So, but like I said, that's something where if you feel like, man, I don't want to deal with buying 1,000 properties, but I still want to earn income, passive income, and be able to benefit from real estate, you can invest in REITs. Okay. Yeah.
Good
I
deal.
love it. I love it. I love it. I know we were trying to keep our videos a little shorter just to kind of, not make them too long. So we definitely got to do a part two because we only got through half of,
Oh,
and we only scratched the surface on these. So maybe we should do like a series or something just so
yeah.
we can continue on the conversation
Yeah.
regarding them because I feel like this is such a great topic. I think there's not enough
Absolutely.
knowledge about it. People can go and Google, things like that about real estate investing, but you get so much information, but having experts to be able to kind of break it down and put it in layman's terms and make it chunk size bite sizable pieces of information that you can really digest better, I think is so needed, so needed. So we'll definitely revisit this one again. Was there anything else you guys want to add before we end for today? Because I feel like there's so much more to talk about, but
Yeah, no, we'll save it for another day.
Yeah.
all right.
Set up
All
another
right,
day.
then. Well, until next time, guys, once again, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out to any of us directly on any of our social media platforms. Definitely, if there's a topic that we didn't discuss or haven't discussed in a while and you guys want to know about, send us a message, email, direct message, text us, call us, any of those things like that. And so until next time, we'll definitely be back here again next Tuesday doing it again.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
All
Have a
right,
good one.
peace.
Bye.